All right, MoBeer. So today it's a sloppy, wet, rainy Sunday here in New England, and so nothing to do but drink beer. And I had a request, and that was to do a MoBeer on ice beers. And so ice beers take me back to the day when I was young, had no money, was eating ramen pride noodles, sitting around the table playing asshole with my brother and my friends, and doing the whole bull moose. You can only drink with your left hand, so brings you back to the golden days. Back in the early 90s, ice beers were like the IPAs of the day. It was the fad. It was what everybody wanted to do. What the hell's an ice beer? An ice beer is basically a beer that is made exactly the same as any American adjunct beer, your Buds, your Coors, your Millers, all that kind of thing, except that after they brew it and they ferment it, before they age it, they take that temperature down below freezing, thus creating a little bit more content. So what the heck is an ice beer for you? Damn mosquito! See what happens here in the rain. It's one take, no edits, MoBeer, just like always. So ice beer, it's basically that cheap beer that you can get if you really want to get hammered. It's got more alcohol content because of that lower temperature, and so for example, I went out and I got these 4 beers. You see 3 of the tall boys here. And I've got this 15-pack of Keystone Ice right here. This thing cost me $7.99. So if you're any good at math at all, or not even good at math, you can figure out it's about 50 cents a can. 50 cents a can for your Keystone Light. But you go down the line here, it was about $1.50 for the tall boy for the Ice House. It was about $1.50 for the Natty Ice. The Bud Ice, probably because it's got the name Bud on it, was $2.50. So a little bit more, but all of them are obviously tall boys, 25 ounces. So we're going to do a little taste test, ice versus ice, ice baby here when we do this. So again, we've got your Ice House. Your Ice House is made by Miller. You've got your Natty Ice. Your Natty Ice is made by Coors. And then you've got your Bud Ice, which is of course by Anheuser-Busch. Sorry, I screwed that all up. One take, no edits. That's not true at all. Natty Ice is actually made by Anheuser-Busch. And it's pretty obvious. I could have used a cheat sheet because it's got the big Anheuser-Busch on the back there. But you've got your Miller Ice House, your Anheuser-Busch here with the Natty Ice and the Bud Ice, and then your Keystone. Your Keystone is made by Coors. So it's your big adjunct beer companies. These beers, just like Bud, Coors, Miller, all those beers are not made for taste. They're made for distribution. They're ricey beers. They're made quick. And they're really lawn mowing beers or just refreshing beers. So ice beers tend to be a little sweeter. They have a little bit more flavor than those other adjunct beers. But we're gonna go bring it to the test here. So let's just start here on the left. Here we'll start with our Ice House. Ice brewed for a bolder taste. This one's got 5.5% alcohol. Usually your adjunct beers are less than 5%. Your light beers even less than that. So to the pour here, not a whole lot of color to it. You can see there, you can see right through it. I can see my house, I can see the tiki, I can see everything right through that. This is your Ice House. I'm going to try them all at once here. So I'm going to put this down here. I know you can't see that on the camera, but trust me, the Ice House is on the left. Next, we're going to open up our Natty Ice, or Natural Ice as they call it. This one's got 5.9% alcohol, which is going to be one of the higher ones that we have here today. We're pouring it here in our MoBeer glass. A little Natty Ice, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. And then we've got our Bud Ice. Now, when I was drinking ice beers back in the day, I drank Molson Ice. I couldn't find any Molson Ice. I don't even know if Molson Ice still exists. That was our go-to. Always had to drink it out of the left hand if somebody yelled bull moose, and you had to chug it and finish it. So again, all 3 of these beers, pretty much the same color. This one's in our Special Sun Studios glass. Shout out to Johnny Cash. And then we got our Keystone Ice. Keystone Ice made by Coors. All right. All right. Put that right here on the top there. The Keystone. Every one of these beers basically looks the exact same. Let me see if I can do this here. You got 4 beers. They look the exact same. Maybe, yeah, they're the exact same. You've seen different colors on the camera. It's just because of lighting. They're pretty much the same. So, Ice House, your Ice House made by Miller. Just a real sweet taste, sweet smell. Just not a whole lot of flavor, just a lot of rice, plain, smooth, easy drinking. I'm not drinking another one of that. What do we have next here? Your natural ice, your natty ice. Even less to the nose. Little bit more flavor. A little more flavor. You're not tasting any hops in any of these. It's all malt. What's this? Bud? Bud ice. Paid $1 more for this Bud than I did for the Ice House or the Natty Ice, and we paid $2 more than we would for the Keystone. Now, it's double the size of Tall Boy than it is for that, so let's say it's still $1 more. It's got zero flavor. This one has no flavor whatsoever. Let me try it again though, because I had the other flavors in my mouth. Bud Ice tastes like Bud with slightly more flavor. That one's really gross. This is Keystone Ice. That's either skunked or it's just awful. None of this is what I remember it tasting like. Back in the day, you have no money. All you want to do is you get your paycheck and you're like, all right, I can pay rent, or I can eat and party with my friends and get a bunch of beer, and then I can have whatever's left over and maybe get another month out of my landlord. If I was choosing here, I'd probably go with the natural ice. Natural ice, which is kind of strange because it's also made by Anheuser-Busch. Just like the Bud, which is awful. Natural Ice is my winner amongst these three beers here. Is that the higher alcohol content one? It was 5.9 there. The Bud is a 5.5. It's hot as hell out here. 5.5 for the Ice House, 5.5 for the Bud Ice. It's a 5.9 on Keystone and Natty Ice. So a little bit higher alcohol content. I like the Natty Ice the best. I'm not really sure when red, white, and blue, the patriotism, became the official colors of ice beers. But as you can see, it's that there until they go, I don't know, Carolina Panther here on the Keystone Ice. So that's your quick lesson on MoBeer, on ice beers. If I missed anything, leave it in comments. Remember, we've got 2 Facebook pages now. We've got our entertainment page where you can see all the videos we've ever had. Our merch store's on there. We also now have the MoBeer review page where you can do your own reviews. Please make your own reviews. You can do it video style, you can do it photograph style, whatever you want to do. I don't care what kind of beer you drink. It doesn't matter as long as you drink beer and then you drink MoBeer. So, MoBeer, thanks for hanging out with Ice Beer.